Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got a good one lined up for you today. So we know that there's a lot of money coming back into the crypto market right now. We also know that Ripple partner Santander has something to say about the only thing left to do with crypto at this point, and it's big. And I tell you what else, we're also going to hear from Coins Kid and another technical analyst out here that says we're ready for the breakout and it's on its way. No stopping what's coming to us. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on Twitter at BackupBradleyAbove, and everything that we're talking about here today, $2.658 trillion. We are now up 3.42% on the cryptocurrency market cap. We see Bitcoin sitting almost at $62,000 this morning, just shy, 61.7 plus. And we see Ethereum at 4,300 plus, holding strong here. Cardano at 197, XRP at 110 right now. Let's take a look at the price range for XRP, ranging between 107.43 on the low side and 113.20 on the high side. Ladies and gentlemen, the numbers are brought to you by Link2.com. Private investing made simple. If you want to invest in private equity, the blockchain, crypto companies, and many other companies in this space before they go public, well, you can do it right here on this platform. You have to be accredited, but you'll just have to click that button to find out if you are. Make sure you check it out. Let's take a look at this before we start this morning. Storex aspires to be a decentralized cloud storage leader. Convenient enterprise-grade storage options like Google Drive are combined with solid open source technologies. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, full disclosure, this is not an endorsement, but I'm just full disclosure. I do have nodes that I run for Storex, and I'm excited about this network, and it's been beat up over the past couple weeks here. I know it's gone from a $4 plus value on token down to 40 cent range. But I think what they did is they did some shaking up in the framework, and the early validators that only put up a small amount of tokens were unstaked and be able to set things up for where things are going in the future. Now, for that being said, I'm happy with what they're doing. I know that they got great tech. They even have had comparisons to Filecoin, and that they are even a better tech than Filecoin as well. So that's kind of why I'm into this project. And again, none of what we're talking about is financial advice, but I just want to hip you to Storex and what's going on there with my investment and how I feel about it in this current downstroke that we're in. I know a lot of people have been taking advantage of the down prices and accumulating to actually run validator nodes for a lot less than what I paid to do it for. Here's a little look at the economy and some signals that are coming about all that money printing and about all that global shutdown that we experience. It's Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, warns the U.S. is sliding into depression after giant crash. Now, we've heard macroeconomists tell us that there is going to be a pay-to-piper moment in the conventional markets, and that we could see north of a 30% correction in the stock markets. And he is recommending Bitcoin. That is a pretty remarkable statement coming from him. Elon Musk is also warning about government spending. Unrealized gains tax proposal highlights the benefits of Bitcoin. And again, this brings us back to what he talks about here, is that new proposal from the U.S. government to tax your unrealized gains. So if I bought $10,000 worth of Bitcoin and it goes to $50,000 and I have not cashed it out, they want to tax you on that gain. Now, I tell you, that's a great way to kill a country. That's what that is at my house. So I hope that does not make its way through. However, I do align with both of those gentlemen, obviously, that I think crypto is beyond just speculation at this point. If you're in the right projects, and everybody has to make up their own minds of which projects they're going to invest in if they do it all. But if you're in the right ones, they'll have use case and utility, and they can become a hedge to some potential economic disaster, collapse, correction, however you like to phrase it. and really provide more of a hedge to all of that and inflation from all this money printing that's going on. We see even more trouble here. German tabloids attack the ECB chief Christine Lagarde on inflation. And again, this speaks to the whole idea of what we just talked about from the warnings from Robert Kiyosaki and Elon Musk, that there is trouble coming. You can't print all this money for the world and not expect that this inflation will hit and not go away. They tried to sell it to us as transitory, which means temporary. But the reality is it's not going to be temporary. It's going to be here. And you know how you can know that for certain? And I don't have to be an economist to tell you that. Is because you're going to see it in the fuel costs, which we're already seeing. You're going to see it in your utility and energy costs, which is coming to a place and a town and an electric bill near you, right? Because it's already happening in other countries around the world. Now let's take a look at this, because listen, we've got to keep our focus here. We're turning the heat up. We have been contacting congressmen and women about Ethgate, about how the unique advantage was given to them because they try to claim themselves to be a product or good, but yet hold everyone else in the market to a much higher standard than they did Ethereum, knowing that they did an initial coin offering. Here is a clip right here I want you to hear, because the reality is this, is that the XRP token and the XRP ledger were created before Ripple. But yes, essentially the people that were a part of Ripple, the co-founders, are essentially the people that were Newcoin and OpenCoin before it was turned into Ripple, the company. But the truth is that it was not an ICO, because the tokens XRP were gifted from OpenCoin to the company Newcoin as it was created. So technically, on paper, we understand that they've had a bit of a workaround, right? The XRP ledger and the XRP token existed along with the companies Newcoin and OpenCoin. Once Ripple was created, 80% of the XRP tokens were gifted, in fact, to Ripple, the company, and those co-founders, which have remained amazing stewards of that escrow release since then. Now, let's listen to this quick clip here, because this just shows you the inconsistency from the market regulator, the SEC.
This is not just going into a laundromat to get a token to do your laundry.
So he's telling you flat out right here that this is not about just going into a laundromat to get a token to do your laundry. He's acknowledging you can call it a utility token if you want. You can call things a crowd fundraise, but that's an initial coin offering. And you could say my token's a utility token, but that doesn't mean it's not a security. In Gary Gensler's eyes from back in 2018, he had this kind of clarity.
It's more than that when somebody's raising $50 million or a couple of $1 billion, as Telegram just recently raised. Why? These are fungible and transferable tokens, similar to securities. They're generally issued before there's a functioning network. What I mean by that is there's no laundromat, but will you please buy my tokens? Or there's no theater, we haven't written the script, we haven't hired the actors or actresses, but please buy the tickets to the show.
Now, that's exactly what Ethereum did. The difference here is that Ripple did not do that because, again, the XRP ledger and the XRP token was created, and it was a decentralized ledger before Ripple became a company.
Thus, the purchaser is taking inherent investment risk. The promoters usually give themselves some allocation to begin with. Sometimes it's only a small, modest percent. Sometimes it's up to 80% of the tokens. Ripple is a company that has the third largest market capitalization. When they first started, they kept 80% of the tokens for their own company.
So we know that that's not accurate. I just gave the story.
That's not wrong or right. It's just a fact.
No, it's not.
But it's something that gives you an attribute that it's more like a security.
Gary Gensler's either misinformed or he's flat out lying. The XRP ledger was first launched in June 2012. Shortly thereafter, they were joined by Chris Larsen, and the group started the company Newcoin in September of 2012, quickly renamed OpenCoin and now named Ripple. The XRP Ledger founders gifted 80 billion XRP, the platform's native currency, to the company. The XRP token and the XRP Ledger existed before the company Ripple.
They create scarcity through a preset monetary policy. Not quite like central banks, but a monetary policy in the issuance of these tokens.
So it's money.
And the development, while open source, is largely centralized. You'll hear debates about centralization versus decentralization. And I will tell you, even Bitcoin is more centralized than a lot of its proponents would like to suggest.
And there it is right there. And even in 2018, he believed Bitcoin was centralized as well. This is a real look at the guy who is now the SEC chair. Now take a look here. This is a clip from, or a tweet, from TAIG and Ripple I, who've been kicking butt out here in that space. And it says, Digital Currency Group trades XRP in their funds at that time, and it has it on their books. DCG is top 3 close to people in government, includes members of the venture capital group that met with Clayton and worked on the Ethereum pass Ethgate. If you look at this and go in, you see Digital Currency Group here. You can see here the date on this, April 25th, 2018. They filed here 2017 January, and you see that there. You see all of this right here, right? Then you see here, you see Ethereum, Ripple, Zcash, right? XRP, Genesis Global Trading, December 31st, 2017. The SEC understood exactly what the players in the space were doing. They knew exactly what was going on. Now, since that time, we know that DCG had to unwind that Ethereum fund. That XRP fund. But let's take a look at this. Seems how we're talking about Digital Currency Group. Let's talk about Grayscale parent. Digital Currency Group tops $10 billion valuation with SoftBank. Google Investments here. It says Digital Currency Group is selling shares to SoftBank, Google, and other investors in a deal that values the crypto conglomerate at more than $10 billion. Go Barry Silbert. And then here is a clip from Barry retweeting, or a post, from Barry retweeting here. Frank Chaparro really breaking the numbers down here. Digital Currency's valuation stands at $10 billion after a $700 million secondary investment round. The firm, which has only raised $25 million in total primary funding since inception, is set to bring $1 billion plus in revenue. Barry Silbert, who owns 40% of the firm, has never sold any of his shares. Barry says hodl. How about that one? Yeah, that's pretty impressive. And here's why I think he says hodl. Because ultimately, we're getting ready to hear Anna Bhutan, who is Santander's head, and she's going to tell you, and a Ripple partner, exactly what the next big thing is. And it's crypto, and the only left the thing to do to put it into motion.
Now, it's only down to execution.
Execution. It's only down to execution. She didn't say it's down to we got to figure this out. She didn't say that we got to figure out how to build the market infrastructure. She said this is only down to execution. Oh, I think we're getting very close. 22, 23 are looking like great years to me, ladies and gentlemen.
How do you see the fintech space actually changing in the next 5 to 6 years? Is it payment the next big thing, or is there something else that needs to be disrupted?
I think the next big thing, which is already here actually, is crypto. So I think that is it's already happening. We talk a lot about the CBDC, central bank digital currencies. The fact is you already have around 100 billion of stablecoin dollars, US dollar, fiat currency, digital currency in the US today, unregulated outside the system. And so how do we think about that? There's a huge amount of innovation happening, and in an area that is very much systemic. It's about monetary policy and, how that gets managed.
Systemic, she says, just like we talk about here, right? With the U.S. Department of Treasury, systemically important. She's very much right on the money here, too. It is systemic, isn't it? It's very much systemic. Keep listening.
Whether it's inside or outside the system.
So how do you look at crypto? And actually, do you have to be, as a chief executive chairman, a believer of crypto to be able to have the right products for your customers?
Well, we are sort of a leader in crypto. We issued the first end-to-end bond on the blockchain, which is a technology behind crypto. We have a very strong group, not huge, but strong group on that. And the big thing is, how will central banks want to manage this? Will they manage it themselves? Will they create a framework and tell us how to do it? Will they do nothing? I think they will be working with us, with the banks. And it's also what role we want to play in that value chain, right? Yeah.
Absolutely right. And we know that those groups they're working with, one of those people in those groups or companies is Ripple. We know that for certain. So this is a reminder here from Bank XRP that Tranglo's payment channels in Mongolia include direct to bank transfers and cash pickups, integration through RippleNet, a result of its partnership with U.S. crypto giant Ripple. Things are moving forward regardless of what looks like here in the United States and the SEC case. Very grateful for the strong support, $45 billion strong from the G20 leaders to amplify benefits of the historic SDR's allocation by channeling special drawing rights to the most vulnerable countries. Next stop, the global ambition of $100 billion. Working together, we can make it happen. And we have to wonder if XRP could play a role in this new Internet of Value, Web 3.0, fourth industrial revolution, and helping to aid an electronic SDR at some point as well. Let's take a look now and shift towards XRP and what the charts may be doing. It's Coin Kids, ladies and gentlemen, and he says patience pay dividends. Let's take a listen.
Now, XRP, you can see how close you are coming to the apex, and look how much you're conforming to the support and resistance of this apex. Look at that resistance just there, and look at the support. So technically, you know, if your Stu starts running that and don't break out here, then you could look at a little bit of a short down to this level of support, open a long, resistance, short, support, long, resistance, short, get to the apex, breakout basically. Because look at this, we did exactly the same thing last year. We're coming towards the apex. I think we broke out around about November, didn't we? Had a little bounce off this support, and then we absolutely took off into space and got back above the EMAs and broke out basically. So, you know, you're coiling up, you're hugging the EMAs as well. You know, worst case scenario, you roll over here, you come back down to this trend line, have a nice, because your level of support is creeping up basically. The more you go on, the more your support is creeping up. So right now you can see that if you did roll, a base level support would be $1 straight away. Put some cheeky bids on $1 if you do see another roll from 109. You're coiling up, you're going to get the break, right? So one thing that's really bullish for crypto here, which is, you know, again, not got a crystal ball, you lose that, you're going down basically. You're rolling over and you can see you're creating a massive monster descending triangle, boom, and you're rolling into the bear just here. Okay, there's no guarantees, remember that. Please remember that, okay? But you are in a continuation pattern. You're coming to the apex, so you're doing everything you need to for the continuation of the bull right here. Now, there's one thing, like I've shown you so many times, okay, on the total market cap here.
Now he's going to go to the total market cap here, and I want you to take a listen.
For me, this is really bullish for crypto. Really bullish what this has done for crypto. So if I show you the weekly time frame just here, okay, what we've done right here is we've actually got the close yesterday above this level of resistance. So like I've shown you so many times, when you break resistance, okay, you only do that in bull markets. You lose support in bear markets. Okay, you're breaking resistance, you're holding a back test of support, you're putting in new impulsive waves to the upside. So for me, you are now in an impulsive wave target minimal to the 1618 at $4.31 trillion capitalization for crypto. And don't expect XRP to just sit there like that. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Again,
and that's one hell of a comment right there. Looking at the total market cap and saying that we could be above $4 trillion with the crypto market cap. And obviously a certain portion of that money is going to pour into XRP, just as it will pour into other assets as well. Not financial advice from me or anyone else, but take a look at this before we get out of here as well. This is pretty interesting right here. This is, by the way, let me just give credit here. It is XRP Captain 590, and take a look at this chart, because he's showing here $10 isn't anything to where we could be going. Take a look at this. If we take the fractal of what we looked at, of what Coins Kids showed us here, if we just go back here just to look at the lineup here, I just want to show this, that breakout from back in 2017, 2018, taking that fractal right here, right, and putting it basically is what it looks like. That fractal right here from 2017, 2018, and laying it right here. If we get some kind of a repeat, none of this is out of the question. That is a pretty remarkable notion when you think about it. All right, that's going to do it for me. There's no guarantees, as Coin Kids said, but I'm here to find out one way or the other, and I'm sure a lot of you are too. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe and leave a comment below. Share with somebody you know. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Make sure you check out all the links in the description and comment box. They are trusted, vetted links of products and services I use each and every day, and there's great specials and deals, but you got to click the links. Catch you on the next one.